And what's up, guys? Technicals Tinkers here, coming back at you. It's Friday, October 11th, 2024. If you're unfamiliar, I'm a small business owner. I've got a business that has nothing to do with 3D printing, but I have a warehouse, so I'm already paying overheads. I've got extra space, been interested in 3D printing. I see the potential, so I'm trying to prove the concept here at home, just doing it on my own, kind of scrappily, and then scaling it up in that way. Hopefully I can get to the point where I need to put it in my warehouse, expand, get more machines and whatever. So follow me along in this process. Be sure to subscribe to the channel and comment below, because lots of people have been leaving feedback. It's very invaluable, very informative. Thank you so much for commenting and helping me troubleshoot all my little errors, because I don't have a lot of experience with 3D printers. And I'm most certainly more so interested in the business side, using these as machines for a profit motive versus just the hobby sort of aspect. So if you're into that, follow along. What am I working on today? Well, I've got attempt number 5 maybe on a D20 cube. So it's a dice used in board games. This is a big version of it, sort of a novelty thing, and I guess people could use it for games. But I cut the model in half, so that, because I don't want to print one giant model and it fails, that's a ton of wasted filament. So I split it in half, and that way if I do get orders for it in the future, I can print the two halves at the same time, cutting down my total time to print. But I've been having a lot of trouble with this. A lot of people saying it's due to my infill, maybe slicer settings. I'm thinking it is slicer settings, because the previous 4 attempts all seem to fail around the same height. So Anycubic has a new slicer. So instead of using Orca, the new slicer is forked from Orca. So I'm hopeful that that was the issue and that this will resolve it. So I got up to about here, and I switched the Cobra 2 Max into stable mode. So it's gonna go super slow. It's gonna take probably another 2 days at least, I would think. It's like a 0.5% infill, really just enough to give the bridging extrusion something to grab onto. And you can see it's pretty sparse in there, and they kind of hang, but you know, I'm hopeful, and it's really just part of the process of figuring it out. And you know, based on what this might sell for in the $100 range, you know, I'm not too worried about the cost in prototyping. Just comes with the territory. So we're gonna keep an eye on that. Additionally, I added a new product a few days ago. If you've been watching the channel, you know, thank you. I made these fan shrouds. It's for a graphics card for crypto mining. It's sort of a specialized part, but it's a functional part, and people use those to generate money. So there's like a real incentive there for people to buy these kind of things. Unlike something like that, which is just a piece of art that people, you know, look at and enjoy. This is for like making money. So I really favor these types of prints, and I've had it up for maybe a couple days. Put a video on my main channel, sort of highlighting that. Now that card is not particularly popular, but those that have it really do kind of benefit from these. I was able to sell a couple units, so very nice. Margin on these is really good. They're real small, so it's easy to pack and sell them. But printing another couple here just for par stock, and they're coming out pretty good. Over here on the P1P, we've got a double stack of model heads. This is the second attempt, because the first one's had some issues. So it got up to about this point before this part of one of her piece of her hair, like the pigtail, did fail. And I think it's just because there wasn't enough support. There was, it was kind of like this. That's just not enough support, because it has to come all the way up to here before it contacts the rest of the model. And it's just too much vibration or something like that. And that's, you know, entirely due to me not painting on additional supports and the way I had the model oriented, because I mean, you can tell I had it kind of like this. So I've moved it up to where her face kind of comes up. Now I know that will kind of lead to some more noticeable terracing on her face. And I was a little concerned about the hair in here being like this overhang. But I think it should be okay. And I noticed too, this orange filament, it did it on both of these. Now this is bamboo filament, all of it's bamboo filament. But where it was contacting, just trying to pull the support off, ripped the model right off with it. And that's with the new tree support settings that I've been using and having a lot of success with. So I'm hoping it doesn't do that. Maybe the model was just, I was thinking like maybe it was because it was warm when I was removing these, but you know, this far up in the model, it shouldn't really be all that warm. It's not a heated chamber or anything like that. You know, maybe it is filament. I don't know, because it seems like the characteristic of this filament, it just seems a little bit different. But like, you know, this is PLA plus, this is bamboo PLA, and then this is bamboo PLA matte. So yeah, hopefully it doesn't do that, but the model looks pretty cool. You know, I like the hair, I like the sort of vibe or whatever. This is the head that goes on that ball and chain girl model. So we're printing a set of those. Hopefully the new ones come out better. And over here on the A1, we are still at it. Now, this is a long print. It's, I think, like 3 days. So we're about 24 hours in on the Devil Girls, running a finer layer height, much higher detail. These are the ones that, you know, are picture worthy, are sale worthy. You know, so I kind of put a bit more care into the design and slice and settings, just so they come out better. I don't know that for future models I'm going to use this silk PLA, because she's got like these chains that like are holding her arms. Oh my god, it hit me. That's probably going to layer shift. I hope not. But I'm not sure I'd use it again, because it kind of has this characteristic where I dialed the heat settings down to what the model wanted. But we'll see if I can find an example here without bumping this and destroying the print. You can kind of see here in the flush that, like, when it flushes, it kind of comes out kind of like more solid, you know, noticeably thicker. So I don't know if it's just it's some characteristic of that silk PLA. You know, I'll probably just go with a basic yellow instead of that silk gold in the future. But it does have a really nice sheen to it. I mean, it is a nicer looking sort of thing, but in the future, probably just opt for the regular yellow stuff. Another thing I kind of quickly just slapped together while I was waiting is one of these like cable organizers. There is no shortage of these on Etsy. Lots of people have a design that's really similar to this. And so all I did was download a texture and then used cylinders and kind of measured it out, and, you know, just used cylinders. So basically, like, because my other channel's into crypto mining, a lot of people have, you know, power cables, and this is something everybody has. Everybody could benefit from this, but you don't see too many that are really big, because some of the cables with crypto mining can get quite large. So this is a cable organizer. It's very simple. It's kind of like one of those ready fill weed whacker line trimmer sort of thing. Same principle. So you put your cable through here. You have this. It goes over, kind of snaps in, and then you just twist it, and it takes up the cable on both sides. This is, you know, Mark 1 prototype. So it's not quite big enough for this cable. It'll take up most of it. And so again, this is why I prototype so heavily, because I can sit there and design all day and tinker with it and try to, like, well, I want to save filament by meticulously designing it. But, you know, until you get, for me personally, get your hands on something and really kind of use it, it's like, oh, okay, well, I need to fix this or that, the other. So as you can see, it kind of takes up the line. Obviously, I didn't put it in there evenly, but, and then just to take it out, we could just pop the lid off and take it out that way. But more of an organizational kind of thing. And so my aim with this is to not make, you know, a whole bunch of these that people put their iPhone chargers in. That's not my aim. I want to go for the market that's probably underserved with like a big version of this. So something that's maybe like, you know, 10, 12 inches in diameter that could take up a 6 foot, 8 foot, 10 gauge, 8 gauge, you know, C13, C14 PDU power cable or something like that. Something that's big and heavy, because, you know, miners, you know, crypto mining people have a lot of those cables laying around, and usually you just coil them up or you sling them over something. But this might be neat if you can coil them all up and then just stack these. You know, maybe that's a good idea. Put kind of like some kind of recess in here to where these can be stacked on top of each other, and you can just have a big stack of them. That might be a nice touch. So again, a functional print, something that's very appealing to me. Once again, thanks to all the new subscribers coming in. I appreciate it greatly. I appreciate all the comments and all the suggestions, all the likes and views. Thank you so much for joining me along in this process and helping me out with my 3D printing education. Let me know what you want to see in the comments below. Be sure to like the video, because it's the nice thing to do, and subscribe for more content like this. I'm The Technicals. See you next time.